Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Vechain. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. And if you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of the screen. Now, let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart, we have the exact same Fibonacci retracement that we've had for the past multiple months. So if you haven't watched any of the previous updates, feel free to watch those so that you know how we set up the Fib retracement on this chart. And if you don't know how to use the Fibonacci retracement, feel free to check out the description. There is going to be a link that's going to take you to a video where I explain thoroughly how you can use the Fibonacci retracement. So zooming in to the chart on the daily, as you can see, we just had a nice back test of this blue support block. So I did give you this way before we started dumping here in March. So this was a great entry point at around about 2 cents. I told everyone that this was a nice buying opportunity because we had a similar bounce here in June of last year. Obviously, we broke down below in December, and then we had a massive impulsive move to the upside and a back test of support. So we back tested this blue support block, and now we're starting to move to the upside. So this is a very healthy thing to do. And we're printing obviously a higher low. So overall, we're looking bullish. However, I do want to break this high. So this February 2023 high is something that we need to break because we want to continue this uptrend. Because if you continue printing lower highs, then you're going to get squeezed up between this support block and the resistance trend line, and you're probably going to see a dump if Bitcoin decides to pull back. And Vechain can pull back on its own, of course, if technically we do have a breakdown. Traders can start selling in anticipation of the breakdown. So it all is sometimes a self-fulfilling prophecy, but if you're holding for the long term, really, you don't have to be worried about this. So long term, what we're looking at is, if we're looking at August, September this year, we could be looking at 7 cents roughly. So around 7 to 8.5 cents. That is the area where I would be looking at for exit. So if you're looking to take profits, you're looking to sell, or you're even looking to swing trade with the impulsive move that we're going to be seeing this summer or at the end of the summer, we could probably get to these levels here. We could probably get back to the golden ratio. And if you pay attention here, you can see that we bounced off the golden ratio back in March of 2022, and we had that massive dump into May. So we could come back all the way up there, have that back test of resistance one more time, come back for a higher low, and then with the next move, we break above those resistance levels. So that is something that you want to keep an eye on. Of course, if you're holding long term for the next 5-10 years, you don't really need to be paying attention to these short-term levels or mid-term levels. And if we want to set up a Fib retracement to see our long-term targets, we can do that on the weekly chart over at the Binance website. Now, jumping into the daily RSI, one thing that I want you to add to your chart is this white ascending trend line. And we have been back testing this as support for couple of weeks here. As you can see, we had a back test in December, and we had a back test all the way back in March this year. And currently we're breaking above this resistance block, this purple resistance block, and it looks like we are on our way to the upside here, getting us all the way up to the pink resistance trend line. That's going to be a nice area to take some profits if you're looking to exit or you're looking to swing trade. And of course, if we get even higher than that and we break above the pink trend line, we get above the RSI of 70, you could be looking at a very similar situation that we've seen previously, where you get overextended and you come back down from the overbought. So if you end up taking profits somewhere here, then I would be waiting for a healthy retracement towards this support block at the very least, okay? So that's where I would be entering if I had this swing trader. But of course, this is not a financial advice. Whatever you do, it's up to you. You have to determine your own risk. And let's jump straight into the weekly chart right now. And before we continue with the video, guys, I quickly want to give a shout out to everyone who has joined my Patreon. thank you very much. And if you want to become a part of the Patreon and, get access to a lot of exclusive content, such as podcast episodes for patrons only, my trade alerts, my entire portfolio. I share everything that I buy and everything that I sell. If you want to leave some requests, we can take a look at your projects on Patreon. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on there. I try to do daily updates and daily posts in there. So if you want to try it out for free, you can do that as well. There's a 7-day free trial, so you can do that and let me know what you think. Let's get on with the video. Taking a look at the weekly chart, so we have our swing low printed in December, we have our swing high printed in April, and the 1.618 target is sitting at $1.43. That is a major target that we're going to be looking at in the next bull market because that is the 1.618, like I said, and that is going to be our active target after we break above this all-time high price at around about 25-26 cents. So once we make our way back above that level, then you can start targeting those levels. So your minimal target is going to be 55 cents or 55 cents. The 1.414 is going to be 81 cents and the 1.618, like we said, $1.43. So those are your major levels in the next bull market. So you can start partially taking profits at some of these areas around those prices. And as you can see, we ran into our resistance level here at 0.0320 cents, which was our technical target based off of this falling wedge pattern that we just broke out of. So hopefully we can break above the 55 EMA with our next move to the upside. And if we manage to solidify above the 55 EMA, that will drag the 20 EMA to the upside, where we get our bullish cross finally and we start moving to the upside into 2024. But we need Bitcoin to do the exact same thing, because even if some altcoins have bullish crosses, if Bitcoin doesn't really move to the upside, some altcoins can just stay down at these levels for a very long time. But of course, you have some anomalies like Injective, like Polygon Matic. Those have been doing extremely well during this bear market. Taking a look at the weekly RSI, as you can see, we did not reach our resistance level here at 60.15 on the RSI. We have pulled back down to the white support trend line at 45.5, and we've discussed this level many times previously on the channel in these Vechain updates. So that was a great entry point for anyone who was paying attention to my videos. Now, if we start losing this support and we, for example, run into resistance here with the yellow resistance trend line, come back down into the red support block, and from there we see a bounce, that would be the next area to hold us as support, or your immediate support, so to speak. So that's where I would be dollar cost averaging a bit more after we lose the white trend line. But of course, the white trend line here at 45.5 is a great entry nonetheless. So the volume, we're not getting too much volume the past 2 weeks. Stochastic has started recovering to the medium area, or to the midway point throughout the stochastic. And if we go to the 3-day chart here, as you can see, we have started pulling back down. So we've been down here since November up until January. We moved back up. If we see another move to the upside, let's say into May, we could see something like this happen, where we see that overextension into the overbought, and from there we pull back down into September, October, right? If we have this one wave to the upside here and then a pullback. And once we get down here, probably what I'm hoping for is that this is going to be our last major pullback before the bull market starts. So in 2023, I'm expecting a flash crash of some sorts, which is going to be the last shaking out of all the weak hands before we get to the Bitcoin halving in 2024. So that's something to understand, is that they're not going to let everyone make money, right? They're not going to let everyone make money, because if we go higher and higher, people are going to start opening up more long positions, more long positions, more long positions. And at some point it gets to a breaking point where the exchanges and the market makers decide, well, we're going to reverse the market, and all of those positions are going to get liquidated. It is going to happen one way or the other, because it's not going to be going up forever, nor is it going to be going down forever. So you have to understand when the pullbacks are going to be coming. You have to apply previous history to your charts, and you have to apply logic as well, and you have to take into account all the news happening around the world right now. So that is pretty much it for this video. Thank you all for watching. If I missed out anything important, let me know down below in the comment section, and I'm gonna see you in the next update. Goodbye.